You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi, good evening all. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on the channel if you're new here that discusses what one of you had to say. So, I want to get on some videos tonight, guys. I plan on finally putting a full slate in as I got some time. So, I want to jump on this now. And I'm not even going to promise how many videos. I'm just going to make them and see what happens. All right, guys? Okay, so I found a clip I really like, guys. I think it makes a lot of sense. And here it is. And the shout out goes to Rabid Monkey. And Rabid says, Kulich in, Olofsson out. Johnson in, Joker out. Team would be better for it, and we can get decent assets back. I like the end of that, the decent assets part I like. Yep. Rabid hit the nail on the head with that one, guys, in my opinion. I totally am a fan of that post because I could easily replace Olofsson with Kulich. I mean, Kulich, people say, yeah, but look at Olofsson's shot. Well, what about Kulich's shot? Kulich has a hell of a cannon too. So, you know, he might not be as elite of a shot as Olofsson, but he will, I think, in time have that and more, really. I have no doubt in my mind Kulich is going. Guys, I just think he's going to make the team this year. He had too good of a rookie year in the AHL last year. He's looked too good in camp. He just, for me, and he's strong. He's bigger and strong, and he fits the package of a kid that's going to cut the team this year. He might be the only one, but I think two, and I think the other one, he might have it right here too, Rabid, is Johnson. Johnson looks good out there. Well, looked good. It's past tense now. And guys, get this. The third game, I forgot it was 5:30. So here I am getting ready at like 7:30. I think it was 7:30. I went to check the game. I was like, oh my God, because I was watching something on TV. I said, oh, the Prospects game has started already. So I jump over there. Then I remember it's 5:30. I'm like, oh. And I said, I'm going to watch it without checking the score. And something tells me, I'll just go right to the end, see the score, and you can always watch the game after anyway, right? It's not like it's a playoff game. And I see the Sabres losing, was it 2-0 late in the game, and then the Penguins make it 3-0. And I'm like, thank God I didn't watch this game. Thank God, because they got 0, right? There's not much to report on in a shutout. Except Savoy getting hurt. We'll find out how that pans out. But getting back to this, yes, Kulich in, Johnson in. I like the sound of that. And Jokiharju, no hate on Jokiharju, guys. He made some strides, but he's, I think Johnson would be the better bet. I do. I think bringing in a new face there. And, but I don't know if we would move out, move out Jokiharju. I mean, I'm sure we're going to move out Bryson at some point, but we probably won't get much for him. And, just my feel anyway there. And yeah, but to get assets back, yes, we would need to get, we would have to move out Olofsson and Jokiharju, because those were two pieces that are useful for a lot of teams in this league, especially bottom feeders right now who are looking for goal scoring and some experience on the blue line. There's going to be teams like Montreal, for example, guys. Montreal, if they got their hands on Olofsson, I could hear it already that the Sabres traded away like the greatest goal scorer that Montreal's seen in the last 30 years or whatever they'd be saying about it, not understanding that, the 200-foot game isn't there at all with this guy. And, I'm excited, as you can tell, I'm excited with any comments like this because this is true. This comment couldn't be any more true, guys, for me. Kulich is a perfect replacement for Olofsson. And honestly, I don't want to think of it as that Kulich's going to eat up Jack Quinn's spot while Quinn's hurt. I don't want to think that way. Really, I don't want to think that way. I want to think that Quinn's already on this roster in my head, right? So I'm thinking, okay, Quinn's on the team already. He is on the team. And his place is solidified on this team. But you got, who can he replace? And this is just a simple note here that just says the solution really to some of our problems on the team. And as for Yoki Haru, I don't have an issue really with Yoki Haru like I do Bryson, because the truth is, guys, in the NHL, and you're a small defenseman, you can't teach size. No matter what, you can't teach it. And guys, I'm only 5'11", you know? You can't teach size in the NHL. You can't teach a guy to be 6'2" and hit like a 6'2" guy if he's 5'9". You just can't. Or 5'10", 5'9", right around that area, right? So you can't teach it. And this is why I've always been a fan of having size on a team. Not every guy has to be big, tall guy. That's not what I mean, but you have to have size on the team. Look who just won the Stanley Cup. Our beloved Vegas team, the Golden Knights, just won the Stanley Cup. Don't tell me that size didn't play a role in that. You guys seen the finals. It did. It played a role. Did injuries play a role too? Of course, but injuries happen because there's no size. Savoy, guys, Savoy, he's hurt. And again, I'll say that's due to some lack of size, really. Smaller guys can get hurt easier, bottom line. They just can. It's a league that everybody wants to make their job. Everybody wants to make their team. Everybody wants to make the league. Everybody wants a career that they can make millions of dollars, and they don't care who they take out, you know, especially if you're playing within the rules. So this is a really good, a good clip. I was really, I said I got to make a video on this one because we have to look forward, guys. We have to start being fearless with some of our roster and start clipping it. We got to start tweaking it. Okay, we got to start tweaking our roster. I don't believe we can just add to it and the solution is there. We got to tweak it also. You know, you got to take some guys out. You got to bring some young guys in. That's a constant thing every NHL team does, guys. Even the bottom feeders this year will have done that too. You know, I was on the phone with my buddy yesterday, and he just, the things that Montreal, the media says, he's convinced Montreal has the best prospect pool. I'm like, no. Just you don't. Go look at your roster pool and go look at ours, you know? And he was like a little confused. I was explaining it to him, some of the guys we have, you know, how many first rounders that we have sitting in the wings. I mean, there's a lot of good going on in Buffalo still. If we were starting a rebuild today and we didn't have Cousins, Quinn, Peterka, we didn't have these guys, okay? I would say with the future's bright with Savoy, Rosen, Kulik. I know Oslin wasn't there, but we got to toss Oslin's name into this. I mean, we can go on and on and on, you know? Kisakov. I mean, we can go on and on and on about certain players. Nadeau. I mean, there's a ton of depth in the well when it comes to the Sabres organization now. And you know what, guys? The AHL this year, they're going to dominate, I think, this year. I don't know how, to what extent, but I just think they're going to. I think they're going to have a dominant season, the Amerks. They're going to be good, that's for sure. Not just the Sabres. I think our farm is going to be even better this year. So this is something that, for most Sabres fans, we suffered for, okay? We suffered to be able to make comments like this. You know, we're able to, like as Rabbit said here, we're able to take out a 28-goal scorer and feel right about it. Whereas before we'd freak out, right? We had nothing, it seemed like, in the well. We kept trading out pieces all the time. You know, this is the end result of a general manager that doesn't panic and trade our pieces no matter what public opinion was 3 years ago, guys. He hung on to our assets. This is one hell of a general manager, folks. No matter what was happening in Buffalo, no matter what, you've seen him he let Kruger hang himself to the point of no return. Remember? How many of us were pleading with Adams to do something about getting rid of Kruger. At that point, we looked like an organization that was just 100% hopeless. Jack was crying like a baby. He was crying, my neck, oh, look what they won't let me do. They won't let me get better. And then you had a GM that was a rookie. We were worried about every aspect of this game, but we had a fan base smart enough to realize that, it was not just a jinxed organization. It was management that caused this mess in the first place. So it's management that's bailed us out too, though, the guys, this time around. So Adams has done one hell of a job. People will say, well, look, he got all these assets because of all the years of losing. Yeah, you suffered to get this stuff, folks. You do. But I'll tell you what, the tank seasons, our two top assets are not part of this team anymore. And that was Jack and Sam. They're gone. There's a lot going on with this team. There's so much going on that I think, guys, we just have to sit tight this year, okay? It's going to explode. I think this year there's going to be so much good that happens. We just can't forever be a franchise that something big doesn't happen. Something big's coming. So I'm leaving it there. Good post, Rabid. This is exactly, I think, what they need to do. Really, this. I'd be all for this if we'd do it. All right, guys, done. See you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.